40 years prior, another superstar had a commercial for Christmas Day.
Think Air Jordan this season. By Nike.
Now, as you know, the Caitlin Clark commercial aired during the football games on Netflix, aired during the basketball games on ESPN, ABC. The Nike commercial came at the perfect time as far as Christmas release goes. All the past commercials they've dropped over the last 5 to 10 years, this Caitlin Clark From Anywhere campaign seems to be the most creative that Nike has been.
Exactly 40 years apart, Nike made two Christmas Day moves that say far more than they appear to on the surface. On December 25, 1985, Nike aired Michael Jordan's first ever Christmas commercial, unveiling the Air Jordan 1 and unknowingly setting the foundation for a cultural revolution in sports. Fast forward to December 25, 2024, in Chicago, and Nike releases the Caitlin Clark From Anywhere campaign. The timing is not random. Nike never treats dates casually. The connection is obvious, intentional, and symbolic. But here's what most people missed. Caitlin Clark was not the only Nike athlete to receive a commercial this year. Another spot also dropped, and when you put the two ads side by side, the difference is impossible to ignore. Let's slow down and really examine what Nike chose to show. Aya Wilson's commercial centers on a nursery rhyme nearly everyone recognizes. The lyrics are slightly adjusted, her name is repeated, and the idea more or less ends there. The concept begins and finishes quickly, without much added depth beyond the reference itself. Now contrast that with Caitlin Clark's ad. You see Travis Kelce and Jason Kelce appear. Travis Scott makes a cameo. Michael Che from Saturday Night Live shows up. Lisa Blutter, her longtime college coach, is featured alongside Stephanie White, her current WNBA coach. The commercial is packed with layered callbacks to her journey, including references to her AAU team, the Attack, and even boys basketball players wearing Attack jerseys in the background. The opening shot matters too. It starts in a driveway, the same kind of driveway where she spent countless childhood hours shooting. One commercial feels carefully constructed by a team fully locked in. The other feels hurried, like it was completed on a quiet weekday afternoon. Consider what it takes to pull off Caitlin Clark's production. A residential block shut down. Nike vans lining the street. Full crews, lighting rigs, cameras everywhere. At the center is one of the biggest stars in women's basketball, standing in a driveway that represents the beginning of her story. Just steps away, families are eating breakfast, cars sit parked, and suddenly the entire neighborhood feels transformed. Neighbors peek through their blinds trying to process what they're seeing. Caitlin Clark, surrounded by a full Nike production. That kind of setup doesn't happen by accident. It sends a clear signal. Nike wasn't just filming content. They were showing exactly who receives the full Michael Jordan level treatment, and who doesn't.
Now what I want to show you here is A'ja Wilson's commercial, and I'm going to play Caitlin Clark's commercial right after that, just to show you the difference between the two. Let's take a look. Right? All Nike did for that is just take a song everybody knows and just put in new words. No creativity involved at all. They're just going to take a song that everybody knows, patty cake, whatever the fuck song that is, and they're just going to change some words and put A'ja Wilson in there, okay? And then we have a Caitlin Clark's commercial.
Hey, Caitlin! Can you make it from there? Hey, Caitlin!
That difference reveals a real gap, and it's impossible to ignore once you see it. One athlete gets the wrap it up before lunch approach. The other gets a full neighborhood shutdown, a stacked cast, and a long-term brand vision built around her name. That gap matters more than many want to admit. From Anywhere isn't just a phrase thrown onto a screen. It's the foundation of the entire campaign. It's clean, memorable, and instantly shareable. You can already see fans recreating it online, shooting from parking lots, sidewalks, gyms, and driveways, all tied back to the same idea. Can you make it from here? From there? From anywhere? That concept connects directly to what separates Caitlin Clark from everyone else. Her shooting range, her confidence, and her willingness to pull shots from places most players wouldn't even attempt. Now look back at Aya Wilson's commercial with that same lens. What's the takeaway? What line sticks with you after it ends? What phrase are people supposed to repeat? There isn't a clear answer. It's Aya Wilson playing basketball while a familiar nursery rhyme is lightly altered. There's no larger campaign built around it. No hook designed to live beyond the screen. That brings the timing back into focus. Caitlin Clark's ad dropped on Christmas Day 2024, exactly 40 years after Michael Jordan's first Christmas Nike commercial in 1985. That original ad showed Jordan in Chicago, wearing the Air Jordan 1, alongside Santa Claus dressed in the iconic black and red colorway. That moment launched the most successful signature shoe line in sports history. Nike is drawing a straight line from that legacy to Caitlin Clark. The date is intentional. The symbolism is intentional. The message is clear. Nike is telling you how they view her value, her reach, and her future inside the brand.
Hey, Caitlin, how about from here?
Come on, guys.
She can't make it from there. No chance.
Caitlin, conmigo, let's. You got it.
I'm not even gonna ask.
Hey, Caitlin from here might be the president. Am I right?
Whatever, Chet.
From right here.
From there.
From anywhere.
Now, if you can tell that one of these commercials actually took thought, planning, and the other one just took, let's just slap this together because she threw a fit about her shoe not coming out in time. Let's just throw this shit together and push it out there. I don't know what to tell.
But there's a complication that changes everything. The commercial is strong. The buzz is real. Online momentum is building fast. The campaign is doing exactly what it was designed to do. Except there's no signature shoe available. No product sitting on shelves for fans to buy into the moment. We're watching a massive cultural push unfold in late December, with demand climbing, and nothing concrete for people to purchase yet. The reality is that Caitlin Clark's signature shoe isn't expected to release until late April or early May of 2025. That creates a 4 to 5 month gap between igniting demand and delivering the product. Nike did release some merchandise alongside the ad, so it wasn't a total miss, but the lost opportunity is obvious. Christmas came and went with hype at maximum volume and no signature shoe available, and that's where the real money is. Now zoom out and look at creativity in advertising today. Caitlin Clark's commercial doesn't just look polished. It feels fresh in a way Nike has struggled to achieve in recent years. For over a decade, the formula barely changed. A star athlete performs, inspirational music plays, the swoosh appears, fade to black. This campaign breaks that pattern without forcing it. The humor feels natural. The cameos actually make sense. Travis and Jason Kelce aren't random celebrity inserts. Caitlin Clark has real history with them, including podcast appearances. Michael Che works because she's already stood on the Saturday Night Live stage herself. These moments connect because they're rooted in her real life, not a marketing checklist. That's the difference between appearing creative and actually being creative. The story feels lived in and intentional. Every cameo adds context instead of noise. That level of care has been missing from much of Nike's recent work. Compare that to the Aya Wilson commercial. The idea begins and ends with changing words in a song everyone already knows. There's no deeper angle, no layered meaning, no broader campaign. That's not innovation. That's what happens when deadlines approach and brainstorming stops early. This isn't a criticism of Aya Wilson as an athlete. Her resume speaks for itself. She's a multiple-time MVP, and one of the most dominant players the league has ever seen. This is about creative investment. One campaign is built to travel, last, and shape culture. The other exists briefly and disappears. That contrast says more than any press release ever could. The Caitlin Clark commercial didn't just quietly drop. It aired during NFL games streaming on Netflix and NBA games on ESPN, giving it maximum exposure. Combine that with the Christmas Day placement and the 40-year Michael Jordan callback, and this stops being about timing. Nike is clearly signaling who they believe will carry their business into the next era. That choice has ripple effects far beyond one campaign. Look at what this means for the future of the WNBA marketing landscape. If Nike is willing to show this level of separation between two of the league's biggest stars, other brands are paying attention, and so are other athletes. The message is simple. Market value drives creative investment, and creative investment shapes cultural impact. The From Anywhere campaign is already spreading. Fans are recreating it on TikTok. The phrase is sticking. That only happens when a brand commits fully to an idea instead of just filling ad space. This wasn't about delivering a 30-second spot and moving on. It was about building something designed to live outside the commercial. That's how culture is created, not by checking contract boxes, but by designing concepts people want to participate in. Nike understands this. They're not a charity. They're a business. They invest where they expect a return. The Caitlin Clark campaign cost more, required deeper planning, heavier coordination, and more creative risk. Nike made that choice because they believe she'll deliver results that justify it. On the other hand, the Aya Wilson commercial required less effort, less risk, and produced less impact. That's a business decision based on projected revenue. The problem for Nike is that the gap is now visible. You can't publicly claim equal commitment to all WNBA athletes while showing such a dramatic difference in creative priority. Once people see that contrast, they stop listening to messaging and start watching actions. The optics aren't great, even if the business logic makes sense. Putting most of the weight behind one athlete sends a message whether Nike intends it or not. That message doesn't disappear when the ads stop running. Caitlin Clark's signature shoe is expected to arrive in late April or early May 2025, meaning nearly 5 months of demand fueled by this campaign alone. If Nike executes perfectly, that gap could turn into a massive launch moment. Still, there's no avoiding the fact that money was left on the table by missing the Christmas window. On top of that, Nike has now created a benchmark that every future WNBA commercial will be judged against. Once fans notice the difference, they can't unsee it. Every new campaign will be compared. Every creative shortcut will be questioned. That's a long-term consequence, not a temporary headline. The bigger gamble is whether this investment delivers. Michael Jordan's first Christmas commercial in 1985 launched a 40-year run that reshaped Nike's entire business. The Air Jordan brand now generates billions annually. That's the historical weight behind choosing that exact date for Caitlin Clark's campaign. 40 years later, Nike is signaling that they believe she can be the next athlete to meaningfully shift their trajectory. That's a massive bet. Time will decide if it pays off. What's already clear is how Nike sees the current landscape. When these two commercials sit side by side, there's no confusion about who received the full creative push. That imbalance isn't just marketing detail. It will shape how fans, athletes, and brands talk about WNBA marketing for years. The real question is whether this strategy is smart. Should brands go all in on one projected superstar while offering others the bare minimum? Or should creative effort be evenly distributed regardless of market forecasts? Nike answered that question through action, through budgets, production scale, and creative priority. This was never about talent. Both athletes have earned respect on the court. This was about projection, about who Nike believes can move product, command attention, and carry a brand narrative into the next decade. One athlete was treated like a long-term pillar, the other like an obligation. That choice will echo. Every future rollout will be viewed through this lens. Fans are paying closer attention. Athletes are watching how they're valued. And once that awareness sets in, it doesn't fade. If you want to understand where sports, money, and power truly intersect, this is the story to watch. Stay locked in with Courtside Leaks, where the real plays happen off the court.